Working in unison with experienced, accomplished, and knowledgeable realtors helps us deliver the perfect product to our clients. When you're buying a home, choosing the right team is everything. This is Realtor Spotlight. Welcome back for another edition of Realtor Spotlight from the Turks building. I'm Zachary Levesque, Home Point Financial Director. Today I have Max Heidel from Williams & Stuart Real Estate in Cranston. Nice to see you, Max.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Max, I'd like to start off by giving viewers a little bit of your background, where you grew up, education.
Okay. So I grew up in Warwick, Rhode Island. Went to public school there, Pilgrim High School, alum. Then I moved on to Rhode Island College, where I got a degree in accounting.
Okay.
And then continued to work throughout college for a couple local realtors and investors, and that was kind of my first exposure.
So Max, you mentioned that you started working with developers right out of college and real estate agents. That really got you into your space now in real estate. So talk about how that transition kind of helps you in what you're doing now.
Okay. So while I was in college, I worked for a few realtors as well as my broker now, Paul Zarella, on some of their rehabs. So I was doing the carpentry, painting, landscaping, things like that, anything they really needed. That was my first exposure to investments in real estate as well as deals themselves. So that was definitely led me down a path of realization that I enjoyed those aspects.
Yeah, and it was really kind of a good infrastructure for you to step into the real estate world, right? Taking those tools and experiences that you learned from that.
Yeah, I mean, every day when I walk into a house now with a client, something I've learned along the way from those experiences helps me today. Yeah,
and it's good just to have as much knowledge as possible when you're dealing with clients, because it probably makes them feel better, and it also better prepares you to deal with anything that changes along the process.
Yeah, you know, not two deals are ever the same.
Oh, yeah.
So the more experience that you have, the better suited you are in the long run.
Absolutely. So Williams & Stuart, principal brokers, Paul Zarella and Sue Rolls. I assume that your past experience working with Paul kind of led you to work with him, right?
Yes, definitely helped. When I was in the process of exploring my options, I met with a few other agencies.
Which is always good.
Yep. In the back of my mind, I always knew I was going to go with Williams & Stuart.
Yep. So talk about the Williams & Stuart team. I know they opened a new corporate office in Rhode Island.
Yep.
How has the support been there and your coworkers? Has it really helped you through your career?
So for me, honestly, the biggest deciding factor was having that support system.
Yep.
So when you start any career, no matter your experience, you always need a mentor that you can go to.
Yep.
So between Paul and Sue, I have two, and I can pick up the phone and call them at any point.
Yeah, and they're, I know them personally. They're very hands-on, and I think in the real estate space, as a business owner, whether it's finance, real estate, you have to be hands-on because this industry changes every day, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. Another perk is just the flexibility. You know, we have 5 offices.
Oh, wow.
Just opened a brand new office on Mayfield Ave in Cranston, which is state-of-the-art, awesome place to be. But
you have a gym there too, right?
Yeah, gym, a little play center for the kids if you have children.
Nice. There's no reason to ever leave, right?
No, just keep working 24/7.
Great. So, Max, I know you concentrate a lot on the buyer side, and obviously you do listings as well. What has the experience been like working with buyers, and is that really by design that you work with buyers, or is that really who you're just kind of running into?
I'd say it's more of a byproduct of the age range that I work with. Typically, there are a lot of first-time home buyers, friends, referrals, and typically, I'm comfortable, obviously, in Warwick, where I grew up, and then south, where, for the last decade, I've lived in South County.
And I understand you're a big surfer, so I'm sure that your transactions are moving more and more south, right, in the summer?
Yeah, exactly. A little harder to reach when there's waves, but I'm still available.
So, Max, I talk a lot about this, the importance of the communication and the service level between realtor and loan originator. I know you work with Eric Maybaum on our team. Eric's very, very good, very seasoned. What's your experience been like with him, with your clients so far?
So when I work with Eric, or if I'm working with a specific closing attorney, that's kind of my team.
Yep.
So Eric is someone I've known for a very long time, good friend of mine, and a colleague for a long time. When I need something done, whether it's in the 13th hour, a Sunday, Eric's always there to get it done.
Yep.
He's there as a resource for me, but I know he's going to be there as a resource for my clients, and that's very important to me.
Yeah, and the reflection goes back and forth. If you refer Eric, everything that he does is important for you, and it reflects on you, and vice versa if we
Yes.
refer you to a client. So the better experience the team is working together, I think definitely the better product we're going to put out on the street for the client to have a really great experience.
Yeah, and with the niche that I work with a lot in terms of first-time home buyers, they're not very educated,
Yeah.
right? So,
and that's kind of like a lack in the industry. It's not a client fault. There's just not a lot of education out there for first-time home buyers, I feel like.
yeah, I agree, or people just think they know it because they
Yep.
have access to the internet.
Exactly.
So whether it's getting pre-approved online, which is something they can do, so they can do that obviously very efficiently with HomePoint. In addition to that, he's there to help educate them through the process,
Yep.
which makes them feel comfortable and the biggest purchase of their life thus far.
It's great to hear. Max, thanks for joining us again on Realtor Spotlight.
Zach, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And everybody, every other week we feature top real estate professionals from across Rhode Island and Southeastern Mass, where our goal is to show you who's out there to make the best informed decision when choosing a realtor to purchase your home. Thank you.